Good morning. Good morning. This is Driving with Myles. I'm a state certified instructor. I teach teens and adults. I do driver's ed tutorials. I've been teaching driver's ed and teaching driver's education about 21 years. So I put together tutorials explaining driving. I am on another platform. I am TikTok famous, if you didn't know. I have 165,000 followers and 3.6 million likes on TikTok. So today I wanted to share some comments because comments and what people like drive social media. This is going to be an eye-opening experience for me, which I already know about, but also parents and students to give you insight into what millions of people are saying. So this topic today, and I'm going to share it with you on my phone, and then I'm going to read some comments, and then I want you to give it a thumbs up and comment back. I do reply to all comments. So in this particular lesson, we're talking about tips exiting an expressway. So you're going to hear me commentate. Then I'm going to read the comments off, and it's definitely going to give you some insight into how people are feeling. Great job. We have our Chevron alignment signs, and always get entry into the turn. Stay in your lane. Always be word. Nice job. Stay in this lane. Excellent. Gonna get that permit today. I'm so excited for you, my brother. You worked so hard for this. Run, alignment signs, squeeze your brake. Push more, turn slow, stay to the nice job, brother. Great job. We have our Chevron alignment signs. Okay, so now I'm going to turn down the volume. I just want to share that with you. And I'm going to read the comments. There's about 164, so I'm going to read a few of them. And I really want all of you to reply back. If you have not subscribed, you're really missing out on great content. I go live every day. I upload videos because I'm very passionate about what I do. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my comments, and then I'm going to go ahead and share. So I asked my students to explain the dangerous situation, and then I want to encourage them to follow and as well as subscribe. So if you have subscribed, you need to. So one of my students said, "This is baby Jim Bag." Great verbal encouragement. Parents, when you're driving with your son and daughter or older brothers and sisters, you really have to be positive. If you're negative and screaming at them and really making them feel bad, they're not going to want to drive. They're simply going to shut down. So I try to build that relationship from the beginning, day one, that you show your students, you show people that you really care about them. I'm going to read another comment. Thanks for the driving tips. That is the most satisfying thing to me because I've been on both of these social media platforms, YouTube and TikTok. YouTube about 3 months, TikTok since the summer. And one of my students said, "Hey, you're a funny guy. You really are passionate. You need to start this." So he set it up. And then, it just kind of snowballed. So I'm going to read some other. Why did he say permit? This is my student's last drive. And I always offer encouragement. I always prepare them for the opportunity to grow. And that's what's important because every day you drive students, it's all about getting better. Is anyone else just terrified of driving? Like even being in a car with someone else gives you so much anxiety. Little do you know, there are millions of people around the world that have driving anxiety of different things. So when I read these comments, it literally melts my heart. And I want to help all that I can. Just got my car. Will be binge watching until I get my permit. If I can make an impact on beginning drivers, because all of you who support me and to subscribe to this channel, you are the next generation drivers. I'm a parent too. I have a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old. I taught both of them how to drive. And every time they go out and drive, I'm wondering, are they speeding? Are they okay? Are they distracted? So I'm a parent just like all of you. So if I had one wish, all the parents around the world need to subscribe to my channel, get this content, and then we go Facebook Live. One day I will be there. I need to go ahead and do that. But this is real because I've seen injuries, I've seen death, and if I have a chance to impact students and really make them grow, that's what it's all about. And I'm very passionate about that. And that's what drives me. Sometimes I feel silly doing these videos and everything. But you know what? When you see comments like this, that really makes you feel good. You feel like you're bringing value. You feel like you're changing someone's life. And that's what we all strive for in life, is to make a difference. So I'm going to keep reading these comments. I never learned to drive before. So someone looked at my video and they learned how to drive. If I can educate someone so they don't make a mistake when they're taking their G1 or G2 or road test, then I've done my job. My instructor kept yelling at me. That breaks my heart. I'm a driver's education instructor. And when I hear someone say, my instructor yelled at me, that literally breaks my heart. An instructor should never yell at someone. If you're that stressed, you need to take a break. You need to get out of that car because kids do not deserve, or young adults, they do not deserve that type of verbal disrespect. Um, Exit what? Aren't they called freeways? So I'm reading all comments. There's not going to be a filter on this. You need to know and you need to understand some of the things. And I take the time to read my comments because I'm one who cares about my content. I want to educate people. And if you're feeling motivated by this, give this a thumbs up. I put some great content up about my streaming setup. I did an introductory video on my family. I want you to know about me. I want you to know that I'm real. I bring real things, and I'm serious. I'm not just some random guy out here just talking. Well, one time exit one of these at 80 miles an hour. It's really easy to go overspeed on a curve, on a curve where you have chevron alignment signs. And if your instructor never explained that or you never understood that, you're going to roll your car and go into the ditch. I'd be drifting on these turns. So you got to take the funny comments, the silly comments, the real comments. In why can't they just make all interstates like this, where you don't have to merge onto another? Well, that's an engineering question. Engineers design these interstates, but if you leave comments, people do read these, and the next generation driver's ed instructors, engineers, doctors who really care about their profession, and I'm one of them. You go on social media, and if you really care about what you do, you read these comments. I want to improve. I want to get better. And the first time I'm driving down the interstate, whoa, you know what? Listen to my comments right now. Give it a thumbs up. You got to be calm. The hardest thing for beginning drivers, and thank you for that comment. The hardest thing, please give it a thumbs up. The hardest thing is merging on the expressway. Thank you. Because your heart's pounding. You see trucks, you see cars doing 80, doing 90, and you're like, I'm doing 45 miles an hour. You've got to you've got to push that gas. And for instructors, I'm telling the truth. Your heart is in the bottom of your stomach. You're hoping this student pushes this gas and merges up to speed. There are multiple stories I can tell you, and that'll be another time. The best thing I can tell you is stay relaxed. Make sure you have enough speed on the ramp. Quickly check your blind spot and merge out. And this is a great teachable moment for you. So I'm reading these comments. These are your peers. These are people 9 to 25, 30, 40, 50 years old. Also says, I wish I could have had him. When that melts my heart, because if you have a bad instructor, 14, 15, 16, or an adult, that's going to ruin you for life because you're going to have a negative perspective about driving. You're not going to want to drive. And you're like, the heck with this, bro. I don't need my dad yelling at me. I don't need my mom yelling at me. I'm not driving. Okay. You may have a car in the driveway. You don't want to drive because it's stressful. And I've been where that is. And I'm going to keep reading these comments. This is real. This is right off of my phone. I'm not making this up. These comments are real, right? I'm just going to keep reading. What's the next? That's next to my house. I'm 21. I'm still terrified to get on the expressway. I'm scared to crash. When I hear that, I'm saying to myself, wow. And this is more common than you think. Over the last 3 to 5 years, my daughter's 17. A lot of her friends who have their permit or have their license, they don't drive. I did another video yesterday about the percentage of kids 10 years ago versus today who have their license. It's going down. A lot of people do not want to drive. They're scared. There's road rage out there. Let me keep reading these comments. I didn't even have to drive on the freeway. Literally went around the block and they said I passed. Because of COVID, a lot of driving testing facilities have modified their testing procedures, but you still need to be tested to merge on the expressway. And that's a whole nother series. I'm not trying to blow anyone up, blow a driving school up, road testing, but you really should have been on the freeway to get that opportunity. Any tips for people who finally get their license, like finally driving alone? When I see that, that breaks my heart because you have to be confident. We all have been there on the freeway at night driving. You're tired. Maybe you have a flat tire. Maybe your car's not running right. Okay. Parents always yell at me. And if that's going to help me, I can't work under that pressure. I'm not making this up. Parents, and I'm a parent too. If you're yelling and screaming at your daughter or son, You're building a divide. And this is more common than you think, because my students talk to me, and I'm kind of in a weird position. I represent the student. And for a lot of parents, it's hard because your son or daughter's growing up. Other sides, some students are immature, so you get both ways. But when that says this is too slow, I say no brakes. Well, if you don't hit the brakes, you're going to slide off and go into the ditch. I'd rather squeeze the brakes and slow down. As a Californian driver, this was painfully slow. Well, everyone drives different. The interstates are designed differently. You still have to follow the rules. I never driven before, but trust me, I know how to drive. It seems easy. Everyone has a different perspective when you drive. Me being 19, barely learned how to drive doing this. So if I could have a 19-year-old look at my content, a 20-year-old, a 50-year-old look at my content and build that confidence, I feel good about that. I'm saving this for later. Imagine if my mom was hyping me like this, I would hit a mailbox. My mama just be yelling at me. I'm not making this up. This is real. I'm reading this. My daddy yells at me for driving. I have a license already. If you are in a Hellcat, push it to the limit. Well, if you push your Hellcat to the limit, you're going to crash your car. You're going to roll your car. And I'm not blowing up our automotive manufacturers. It takes responsibility if you're going to be in a fast, high-performance vehicle. Use common sense. But okay, go on. Thanks for being encouraging teacher. That makes me feel good. And again, these are real comments. I'm reading. I'm not making this up. The encouragement, my mom could never. That breaks my heart to hear a student say that. My mom could never have that encouragement. That's incredible. Let me go ahead and wipe off this lens. So you got to have good encouragement. You got to be successful. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Hopefully it should be a little bit better. All right. So what I'm going to do now is just read a couple of more comments and let's go ahead and wrap this up. So it says, I be going 60 around these. Bro, he be driving. I need a teacher like this. So let's wrap this up. I'm a state certified instructor. I teach teens and adults. It's really important that you have a balance, that you have a perspective, and that you learn how to drive. So I just want to share with you some of the comments that I read. I need you to subscribe to my channel. There are a lot of great things coming. I need you to leave comments. God bless you, and I love you.